I'll say it. And we are live.
We are alive, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Coalition. I am your host, Dana Abercrombie, and I am joined by Mr. Richard Bailey Jr. Hello, Mr. Bailey Jr.
Good afternoon, Dana, and what's up to all the listeners and viewers out there?
Indeed, what's up, everyone? We have just seen 20 hours of DC FanDome. Jesus on crackers. 20 hours it's been for us to finally get to the trailer that I think everyone just wanted to see to begin with, which was the Batman.
Yep.
So this will get from it had everything from TV shows like The Flash to movies like The Flash to what was it? To other iterations of The Flash and 20 other versions of the Batman. We got Wonder Woman 3 announced by Patty Jenkins that she already technically announced right when the second 1984 release. They already announced the Wonder Woman 3, so I'm like, am I supposed to feel excited for something I already knew? How is this working? Did we all forget our memory? I wish I could forget 1984, but whatever. So we had everything from movies, TV shows, video games, comic books. We're getting what is it? We're getting the Static Shock movie that is going to be produced by Michael B. Jordan's people. Him and Michael B. Jordan. I thought he was starring in it at first, but no, he's going to be producing and help putting it together. But we're getting a lot of things. So I want to start with you, Mr. Bailey Jr. I don't know why I want to call you Robert, but Robert. What was your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm just going to go in. I'm going to be very straightforward about what my criticism was of the show and what I liked about the show. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, you made the joke about it being a 20-hour show. I definitely feels like this could have been at the most a 90-minute to 2-hour show max.
Yeah, I felt, yeah.
Because 3.5 hours, and the thing is, again, is that this is on the weekend. You know, a lot of people work during the week. They want to do stuff during the weekend. So, yes, they could watch this stuff, these trailers at any point in time, but they want to watch it live, obviously, to get the reaction and see what people have to say about the show. So that's the only criticism that I have, is that I hope that DC in the future, they really consider trimming this down. Because the thing is, like a lot of the times with the trailers, yes, they had the commentary by the directors and, you know, some of the cast, and that's cool and stuff like that. But I don't really care about that. I just want to see the trailer, and then I can hear more about their behind the scenes stuff at a later time. I didn't think it was necessary to show all of that. But with that said, that's my only real criticism of the show. Now, in terms of what I did like, what I saw today, let's first go ahead with the movies. I'm looking forward to Black Adam because they showed more than they showed last year, because we actually saw some footage at the very beginning, even though it was very vague. There wasn't no context. You didn't see the other characters that are going to be in it. You saw the actors and actresses announce who they're playing, and you saw some of the costumes, but you didn't see them in any of the costumes. So, you know, but still, The Rock, I'm a huge fan of Dwayne Johnson, even though I don't really know what to say about his rap career now. I have to say that I'm looking forward to it because he's in it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some quality to it. So that's great. That was the takeaway. Obviously, the big trailer of the show, the Batman, yes, that looked fantastic. It looks dark. You know, Bruce Wayne, you know, obviously this is year 2 of him as Batman. Very brutal, very dark. That's exactly what I want to see from a Batman movie. And as he said, he is vengeance. So, I mean, I think that Robert Pattinson might actually pull off this role very well. I also like, we have Zoe Kravitz playing Selena Kyle. I'm a huge fan of Zoe Kravitz as well. And of course, you have, we have Penguin being portrayed by, it's Colin Farrell, right?
Colin Farrell, man, under all that makeup.
Yeah, that looked fantastic. I mean, I have no complaints about that trailer. I did have concerns about what DC is doing as far as they have all these different movies and different actors playing the same type of role of the character. Like you have multiple Jokers and multiple Batmans. But I will say I will watch this because, yes, I was satisfied with what I saw. Do I think that they're going to make more movies? I know the goal was intended to do like make this a series, maybe two more movies, depending on how this does.
Yeah,
But
this is a trilogy.
it is a trilogy, so
Hmm.
yeah, I'm 100% sold on what I saw. So yeah, that was definitely a good highlight for me as far as the films are concerned. Um, Let me try to think again briefly what another film is that I'm looking forward to. Um, I would say, yeah, I mean Shazam. I'm looking forward to that because I actually liked the first Shazam movie. So yeah, I look forward to that when it comes out. Um, I want to jump over real quick to some of the other stuff that I saw that I did like. The Peacemaker show. I really like that trailer. Um, it looks just as off the wall as Suicide Squad was. Obviously, James Gunn is involved with the TV show as well. So I look forward to seeing that. I thought the trailer looked great. So that's a thumbs up. Um, in terms of the video games, obviously Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights both look fantastic. The only criticism that I have, once again, is that there wasn't any gameplay in any of those trailers. However, they have shown me enough to make me convinced that I want to see more. And obviously, I'm a huge fan of Rocksteady, so I'm going to pick up the Suicide Squad game 100%. The Court of Owls is a story that I know it's a very popular storyline. I have never really gotten into that comic. So, but I like from the moment that because they showed us this game last year at DC FanDome for the very first time, and when they showed it for that very first time, and I saw what it was, I thought it looked great. You know, I was a little upset that it didn't come out this year because it was supposed to come out this year, but then it got delayed into 2022. So, I'm totally fine with them taking as much time as they need to make it great. But yeah, I was very impressed. I'm looking forward to both of those games, despite the fact there was no gameplay. That doesn't matter, I guess. But yeah, I'm confident we're going to see more from those games soon because 2022 is right around the corner. So looking forward to that. And yes, the final thing that I like to see that, in my honest opinion, for me, this was the best, in my personal opinion, the best highlight aside from the Batman trailer. The announcement that Titan season 4 is coming, because I have been watching that show religiously. Every single week I'm on HBO Max watching the show. The show was fantastic. I know this is a show when it started out, there was a lot of people that they had a lot of complaints about it. They said it was edgy, it felt inconsistent at times, but no, the show was fantastic. So if anyone still hasn't seen Titans and you are intrigued to watch the show, I would highly recommend you watch the show because
It's
it's pretty great.
it improved greatly because that first season was like, where did you find these people? No one went to acting school. Who are these writers? Why
Yes.
does this girl look like she came off of Flavor of Love?
Hmm. Hmm.
But they improved.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, I think that was yeah. I think that's the gist of what I did like about the show. I will give one more shout out to DC because I saw that they were announcing this initiative that they have where they're going to be looking to get more people who want to do comic stuff
Hmm.
involved in with the whole initiative that they have going on now. I think that's fantastic. I know there are a lot of artists, writers out here that are very interested in doing this type of work. So I'm glad that they actually are doing something like this, and they were very transparent about what the goal is of building up the new generation of people who will be making stuff for DC. So that was great to see that because that's something that I would not have expected it to be at any show.
Right.
So I give them props for that. But overall, those are the things that I enjoyed about the show more so than anything else.
Any hatred coming from you?
Uh, yeah, I mean the only hatred is really the length of the show. I mean, I felt like
Hmm.
obviously there's a lot of shows that I am interested in, like the Harley Quinn animated series. I love that show as well. Um, I kind of knew that. I mean, obviously, they're going to continue to invest in things that are successful. So I expected that to be an announcement. Um, Injustice, the animated movie, I have actually seen that already, and
Hmm.
I do want to say that I thought that movie was pretty decent.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it.
The animation looks like it looks like poopy poop.
Well,
And I just can't gel with the voice actors. I can't gel with the voices.
well, I understand that. The one thing I will say though about that movie is I could tell that Ed Boon was involved because of the graphic death scenes of a lot of the characters that people may not be prepared for. But I appreciate that the violence was there. Maybe it got wrapped up a little bit too quickly because I think that movie wasn't even a 90-minute movie. It's like an hour and 18 minutes or something like that, and that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
brief for the storyline. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, but it was still okay. It's better than some other things
Mm-mm.
that I haven't seen
It,
lately. So,
they should have just put it on HBO Max and
hmm,
called it a day. Like you said, it was too short for me. I just did not like the animation very much. The death scenes were top notch because it is to show kind of the blind anger that Superman is going through and
yep,
how do you stop someone who's literally unstoppable.
hmm,
So I loved how they did that. I thought that was superb. But for me, here's the thing, I'm backwards. I knew that it was a video game. I thought it was a comic book first, and then became a video game. You know, they talked about it ever so often that we actually get a comic book based on a video game,
hmm,
and I think between those two, the comic book and the video game, it had such in-depth storylines and such great storytelling that because maybe they're going and they're assuming because everyone already seen or played the video games or read the comics that they already know what they're getting into. I thought it really wasn't a great introduction to someone who has never played or never read the comics. I thought because it was so rushed that you don't get the levels and the depths of what actually happens. Now, granted, you cannot create a 50-hour movie. We're
yeah,
not looking for that. But in terms of storytelling, they could have let some things play out a little bit more. And
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if this was like a two-parter in that
Well,
sense.
yeah, well,
Yeah, it's going to be, but
yeah, it definitely needs to be. I definitely agreed. Some stuff was rushed. I was gonna say there's a little bit of static on your end.
oh
Um,
no.
no, 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 that's fine. You're fine. But I just gonna say that overall, yeah, it was an okay movie.
It's decent.
I would say that it was rushed because like I don't know if I want. I mean, the movie isn't out for everybody yet, so I don't want to dive into any spoiler territory. But I
Right.
will say one particular thing that happens in that movie after you know the initial thing that makes Superman angry. Well, there's another thing that happens later in the movie to another person close to Superman, and I thought that was his response after that, and how it wraps up at the end, where all of a sudden it's just like he is somewhat he accepts responsibility for what he did, but it's like that was kind of rushed because what happened with that other person, I could understand why somebody would be angry about that and that would linger, but it felt like he was still angry about what happened with Lois all throughout the entirety, but yet let's forget about the other character that also got didn't make it, and it didn't feel as though that was magnified as good as it could have been. But with that said, yeah, I mean, I thought that the DC FanDome was good. I'll give them credit that they say it was good. I just would again recommend they do not make this show as long as it was, because again, this is a weekend. I mean, I don't know anybody who's watching this where you live. Uh, you may have nice weather, on a day like today. Here in Atlanta right now, it was like 75, 80 degrees today. So and it's nice outside. I don't think anybody would like to be inside over the weekend watching a 3.5 hour show unless the weather was horrible outside or stuff like that. But yeah, I just think considering the time, it definitely could have been trimmed down because everyone knew, as you said at the very beginning, we already knew what people wanted to see. At the very beginning of the show, they said, later on, we're going to show you the Batman trailer. And we didn't get that trailer until literally the end of the show.
I mean,
So,
the people knew they was going to come at the end because that was a great. Overall, it was a great marketing, great strategy. Put the thing everyone wants
yeah.
at the end and make them sit through 3.5 hours of something that could have been an email. So
Yes. And again, I'm not trying to discredit some of the stuff that we did see because obviously they wanted to make sure that they had something for everybody. This is why It's all a whole bunch of stuff. They covered all bases. They talked about the comics, all this other stuff. That's fine. But again, some, like you said, some stuff could have been sent in an email, and it really should have been about, let's just focus on showing you the big things that we're getting behind, that's coming. All the movies that are in development, all of the TV shows that are getting renewed, and of course the video game stuff, that would have been fine. All the other stuff, not necessary to be on the show specifically, but it is what it is.
Right. I mean, yeah, no, very much so, because like I think like 30% of the stuff that aired, the press got to see last night in an email. Warner Brothers was like, here.
That's good.
Here. Like,
that's excellent.
Thank you. Bless you. Yay. So it literally could have just been an email. But was there any other like disappointments in either a TV show or a movie, or how they did stuff?
Not really. Yeah. There wasn't really. I wasn't really disappointed with too many things of what I did see. It more so was about the length.
Right.
Because now if I was just sitting through every single thing that they had and they showed, then I would say, okay, yeah, that's what the complaint would always be. Because I was trying to be mindful of what they're doing to make sure that they're marketing to as many people as possible, to get them interested, to try to show them something that they might want to see or invest time and money into. But yeah, at the end of the day, the length is really the only complaint that I have. Was there some things that they could have removed from the show? Yeah, there are. But I don't think I think it's more so about how they decide to roll it out, because some of that stuff could have just been sent in an email. They could have continued to like whenever we watch some of these E3 shows, they will show you a lot of the games, and then they still have stuff happening after the show where they're releasing coverage online as well. So some of that stuff could have happened after the show and make this an all-day event, as opposed to only 4 hours. This could have continued, because I could have swore last year it was a multi-day event. At least it felt that way. But
felt like that, I believe. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just feel like they condensed a lot in there, and they probably could have spread out some of the other news, either leading up to the actual event or maybe the day after,
Yeah, leading up to it would have been great. Like, yeah, especially like how they did E3. Mm-hmm. and Comic Con. It's like, here, do with this, or just put it in embargo, and then here later, or put it later. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Or even, I don't know whether or not if this is kind of discriminatory towards the material, but if you could have been like, here's comic book day, and you have all the comics that they talk about. Here's movie day. Here's video game day. You know what I mean? Like, separate it in categories. So then that way people would have a better way of knowing how they want to arrange their time. Like, if I'm a diehard comic book person, I'm going to watch on a Tuesday or whatever day.
Yeah. Because then what they could have done if they did that is that obviously you don't want to reveal the biggest things. You want to try to save some stuff for the actual event on Saturday.
Right.
But yeah, you could have really save the Batman trailer for today. Obviously, that's the main draw. But show some of the other stuff that's in development. That really, like the stuff that was very early in development, I really don't think that you should show too much of that now, because the concept could change. If it's in production now, there's a lot of stuff that could change. So I feel like that stuff you definitely could have shown, like leading up to the show or even after the show. But on the show itself, but on the show itself, it should have been focused on stuff that we know is done and is coming. Like, again, Batman is coming out in March. The movie is already, I'm pretty sure production is over. Everything is done. They're just getting it ready in post-production. So that's a perfect example of something that you should show, because that's only a couple of months away. It may feel like it's a long ways away, but that's really coming very soon, because we're right around the year. We're very close to 2022 right now. So, but that's just my opinion, though. But but for those that enjoyed the show, it was a good show. Just a little bit too long for me.
And we also didn't need a whole presentation about the Flash getting gold boots.
Oh yeah. I heard a rumor that you love that presentation.
I heard you love Super Pets. Where they just announced the name and showed two dogs. It was a dog peeing. But sure.
Yeah.
For me, I really felt like, and also going on with that as well, there were certain shows that were already that not even just in production, they're still on. Mm-hmm. I did not need to see a weird looking cartoon of the Aquaman one. I think it was the which one was it? It was the one that was the cartoon that's currently on HBO Max that I can't remember. But it's currently on HBO. Maybe that's why they showed it, because nobody can remember the name.
I would have to go back and look at that.
Never mind. I just proved myself wrong with that, because nobody remembers the name. That's why I was on there. But yeah, Harley Quinn season 3. I mean, you literally had doodles, which was great, but it's still in production. That could have been an email easily. Mm-hmm. The gold boots, like I said, email. Black Adam, I got really excited and so psyched myself up thinking we were going to get a trailer. And you gave me concept. It looked like it, I don't know if it looked to be wonderful-ish, yay, but I thought we were going to see a trailer. And what we did see was nice, but it was something that was maybe 30 seconds. And I wanted a little bit more, full minute. Maybe a full minute, and I wanted something more. You showing me the ability to electrocute people until they turn to dust does not get me really excited. Maybe if he actually said something. Remember when they did the Batman trailer last year, and all he said was "I'm vengeance." Mm-hmm. That would have been amazing.
But even with that trailer last year, they showed more, because then you see the scene of him beating up the some of the gang member or whatever.
Yeah, so, they killed basically, and he continues to do that to the point where Catwoman is like, Jesus.
Yeah. So they definitely it feels like, and again, they did say that Black Adam is coming out in July, I believe. Mm-hmm. So
July 29th.
See, that's a little ways away. So I understand not having a trailer. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we'll probably get a trailer, later on, obviously, when before it comes out, probably in the springtime, to let you know it's coming or something like that.
Maybe it'll be a Christmas trailer.
Hey, well, maybe. I mean, Christmas is pretty soon, so maybe. Soon. But I will say this: mm-hmm. There definitely should be some type of trailer that is attached to the Batman when that comes out.
Oh, of course. Remember, these were all teasers, technically. These wasn't even trailers. This was teasers. This was hey.
Yeah. I would expect to see it, because I know when when Shang-Chi came out, there was the Eternals trailer in that, attached to that. And with the Eternals coming out, I'm assuming there may be another Spider-Man trailer attached to that. So that's why I say that's how you will get the people to keep coming back to see these movies. You have to market it if you know that they're already going to see a movie that same time. So
makes sense. Who knows? Hopefully, but Aquaman, that could have been an email. You didn't show me anything. It was just here's some behind the scenes, and here's Jason Momoa talking, and that's great. But no, again, like you did say, I was really happy with Milestone Media. And the fact that they're doing the initiative and reaching out to people of color, because no, this may sound ignorant, and I'm not in the world of comic books, but I did not see as much diversity as I see now in terms of comic books. Where what fascinated me was we had 90 different things of Batman, but none of them seemed to be the exact same.
Yep.
You know what I mean? No one seemed to come from this. You had the groundwork of what Bruce Wayne is, but they all took different routes. And I really love that. But this is also, I was slightly surprised why they did not mention anything about Ta-Nehisi Coates. Remember, he's doing Superman. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they didn't even mention that. And that's a whole nother bag of worms there, where I just didn't. I love what they're going to do, but I did not like how they did it, because it made it seem like they was trying to shut up Ray Fisher. And remember, he came out with the accusations of racism.
Yeah.
So it's no, we're not racist. Here's a black Superman. Happy black people. So I look forward to it, but I So I was really surprised about not seeing that. Somehow my camera mode came on. But I was happy about seeing about the comic books. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, just exactly what you said. I really wanted to see in-game footage. And we got really great trailers. I'm like, yeah. My mom was walking by. I was like, is that a movie? I'm excited. No. It's a video game trailer. It could be garbage juice, but it looks fun. And I don't know how it plays because this is just a trailer. She's like, oh, that's disappointing. But it looked really nice. It had like the fun that is Suicide Squad. And the voice acting is great. So I really liked that part. I believe, is it Batista who's King Shark? No, it's Batista who's King Shark. Mm-hmm. So I look forward to that and what's going on over there. Peacemaker. I've been sitting on Peacemaker since yesterday. It really just felt like a continuation of Peacemaker, of what we've seen. And it literally does take place after Suicide Squad, where basically he's just walking. Remember, we knew he was alive at the very end because he was in the hospital. Yeah. So we knew he was alive. The whole presentation itself made me really disappointed. Javelin was not in it. I don't believe Javelin's in it. But whatever that guy's name is, Flug, I'm not sure what his name is, but he talks like this in the Flug. He is hysterical. I wish he was in it. He needs his own show. I'm like, I would love to see him do stuff because he's just hilarious. But in terms of trailer, it looked fun. It looked exciting. It looked like something James Gunn was able to do unrestricted. And I know he talked a lot about saying, they're letting me get away with this. And we see a vast difference between the James Gunn of DC with James Gunn of Marvel. Mm-hmm. And we know the stories of how restrictive Marvel can be, but sometimes you need that restriction so you don't go completely crazy. Yeah. And with this, I feel that this is a really great way for Warner Brothers to rehab its image because, you know, the dark and brooding and I'm depressing and the teenage angst, where's Nirvana, that kind of way how it can go. And this seems like it's really fun. It's crazy. You have John Cena shooting up people in his underwear, you know, the whole time. So, and then we get a backstory and we get to see his father and that weird dynamic with that as well. So I look really forward to that. That looks really fun. That's coming out January, which is around the corner. Mm-hmm. January 13th. So yay for that one. We get, like I said, we get a lot of different Supermans. And we also get a lot of different Batmans. That was really fun. And like I said, they don't look alike. Super Pets, I really couldn't care a fart about. I had to actually Google. I'm like, what the heck is a super pet? Is this like just a really kind cat? And then you wonder the whole time, is the cat going to kill you because it's kind? But I think that's something that's for the kids, obviously. So yay for the goobers and the babies. I don't care. It reminded me of Pets 2. Remember Pets 2 and Pets 1?
Oh, you're talking about The Secret Life of Pets?
The Secret Life of Pets. Yes, and you knew what I was talking about. See?
Yeah, because the same actor in that is in this also.
She's in this.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Hart. Yep, Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart. Doom Patrol I don't really watch, so I have to actually watch that. Flash, I feel like Flash is hanging on to its little last gold boots. Mm-hmm. And it needs to retire those gold boots. So you got your boots, you got your family, you got your children. I'm happy for you. Please go. It's just time. It's been on, 8 seasons? And this is not to say that, you know, the show is bad or anything. But you ever just see something that just overstays its welcome and everyone is left already? Yeah. So, you know, was it Barry Kavanaugh? He's gone. He's on Hallmark Channel. I follow him to wherever he wants to go. If he wants to be on Hallmark Channel, I will sit through all of that boringness and watch him do a Christmas movie. The guy who plays Vibe, Carlos Valdez, I think his last name is Valdez. Please forgive me if I'm butchering that. I will follow him wherever he will go. He's one of my favorite singers. I just love that voice, all that vocals. So, but they've left, and I know that Barry Allen and Iris and all of them are the heart of the show. We had that whole debauchery thing with the guy who played Hartley. Or was it Hartley or Harwood? I'm not sure what his name was, but it was a stretchy guy. Mm-hmm. And you know what happened with that, and it's the whole accusation with the whole racism thing. But it's just overall, I feel like it's tired, and it's CW. Yeah. The show I feel has kind of not been up to par. There were moments where I'm like, oh my God, what is going on with this acting? Are they aware that at times can get this bad? Or is it CW itself laughing at us because they are in on the joke and the bad acting? So, yay. We talked about Injustice. Blue Beetle, I got really excited for Blue Beetle because that's an all Latinx team. So, excuse me?
That I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot that. I am looking forward to that, but I'm also looking forward to that because the actor in that is the same actor that's in Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm glad that he's getting other roles now. That because yeah, he's a good actor, so I'm looking forward to that.
So very excited for that. Very excited for that diversity, and I kind of like how they presented everything. You know, we did not get trailers. We got some concepts, but you're bringing your personality, and that's all. That sometimes can make up for what we don't see.
Mm-hmm.
And we're announcing something that they didn't really announce before. I think they were like whispers of it. So that was something that was really exciting. Monkey Prince looks really good. I thought that actually came from Gerard Way, but it did not. I have no idea what Monkey Prince is about. It looks really nice. Gotham Knights. I am a huge fan of Quarter Owls. I don't really read comic books that much, but I read novelizations of comic books. So that has to count for something. And during the whole panorama, I spent my time reading Quarter Owls, the novel. It was like 500 pages, and I'm just sitting there at Columbia University just reading. And I loved every moment of it. So like everything that they said that was in the video game, I'm like, I got that reference. I understood that. So
that's good.
I'm excited. And for the dark and brooding, and it looked really dark, the trailer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, this is depressing. And I think Batman's dead. Somebody's dead. Isn't it Batman's dead?
Yeah, Batman is dead. Yep.
Yay, kill the Batman. Gotta move forward. He can't be there all the time. So I was really excited for that. Batwoman, I will say this. We do have coming up on the site. You can also check our YouTube and our, Twitch channel and our Twitter channel. I do have an interview with Javicia, who is Batwoman, and Robin Givens, who is playing her mother, Jada Jet. I like the pilot. I don't understand why this show gets so much hate. Granted, I could not watch the first season because it was so bad. And I didn't really watch the second season. But I liked the first episode of the third season. And so I interviewed them about the relationship between mother and daughter and how do they approach being Batwoman psychologically, knowing that all of your life you thought your mother was dead and she's actually alive. So how does that work? So that is on both the sites, and we'll have it later up on the actual website, but you can check out the Twitch and the Twitter because that's up there now. Another thing for me that was a standout, there was a lot of different Catwomans that I really appreciated. DC Legends of Tomorrow I never really got into, but I did see the Bebo episode, which was great. But overall, I would have to say that this was really good, but it really could have been an email. Like the McFarlane toys, yay, for those who are toy collectors, but that could have been I'm really excited for Young Justice Phantoms. You know, that was a show that I believe was canceled, and then they brought it back. DMZ, I was so extremely angry because I looked forward to DMZ the most-ish, and we didn't get anything aside from stills. And I wanted to see something. And you give me Rosario Dawson, and we already know that she is that woman's name who I cannot pronounce over at Disney. The Mandalorian.
The spin-off show that she's doing for them also.
And she did that incredible little thing. And so she is DC and Marvel, and you didn't even show me a piece of a trailer? No. Also, going off that theme, Naomi, which is the upcoming TV show on CW, I don't know a jack fart about what Naomi is. And that trailer that they gave, unless you know what Naomi is about through the comic books, which came out in 2019, you're not going to really get anything from that trailer that they presented. And I was so disappointed because you're just giving me stuff that you have to tease me. You have to make me want to know more about it. I want to be interested. I want to be invested. Give me something. And you gave me A Girl in a Classroom. And how many TV shows, how many CW shows itself is about a girl in a classroom? So you're not differentiating anything. And when you read the concept, because the concept itself is amazing, the concept is basically about this girl who is able to travel through the multiverse. The fart, and you didn't even least state, give me that on the thing. You show me a girl in the classroom was like, it's Batman, I gotta go. Or was it Superman or one of the mans? So no, So overall for me, that was it was okay. Like Sweet Tooth could have been an email. Pennyworth, I will say this, I'm really excited because who in the darn heck has Epic? I don't have Epics.
That's a good question.
No one has Epics. And so the fact that they're getting their Warner Brother produced shows onto HBO Max, thank you. Because from what I did see, no, and you guys, you can check this up on the YouTubes. On the YouTubes, I did an interview with the cast of Pennyworth. And you know the struggle-fication that I had to go through in order to see Pennyworth. Because no one has Epics. I'm not spending more money for an Epic. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. The show is actually very good. I love what they did. And it focuses on Alfred Pennyworth, which is why it's called Pennyworth and not Batman Worth. She is pregnant, though, with the Batman. So from when I left off, she was pregnant with the Batman, but I can actually rewatch it and dive into it now that it'll be on in January, hopefully January, but in 2022, it is going to be on HBO Max and not Epics. Epics. No one has. And then lastly, the Batman, which I want to say, absolutely phenomenal. God bless Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet for giving us Zoe Kravitz. God bless you. Thank you. Jason Momoa, if you helped too, God bless you too. This looks amazing. Zoe Kravitz looks phenomenal. You know, she looks like a Catwoman. You know, she just, everything about it. And the movie itself looks so stylistic. And this is an approach that we have not seen before. And one of the things that I thought was so interesting, and they didn't harper on this too much, he wore Val Kilmer's suit.
Oh, yeah.
He wore Val Kilmer's suit, and I was like, oh my God, this is like the passing of the literal torch. This is amazing. From latex to latex. This is what we have. But no, it looks fascinating because, as they said, and as you said, this is an approach that we've never seen before. This is his second year as Batman. And he is, as you can tell, very aggressive. His feelings. Yeah, no, I don't know if he has a psychiatrist on the side. Remember how Tony Soprano was like the lead mafia boss, but he had his therapist?
Yeah.
To he needs some therapy. I'm going to assume his parents, we know that his parents been done dead, but he wasn't able to process that. I don't know what Alfred is doing at this point. Commissioner Gordon, I don't know how long he's been on the job, but he needs some help. He needs some guidance. And so you got the Nirvana playing, which I don't know about you. Anytime you're feeling angsty, put on some Nirvana, and that was like the perfect choice. It makes it really haunting how they did that. Colin Firth, was it Firth or Farrell? Colin Farrell, that makeup, I had to like, oh my God, that's him. Like you can kind of recognize the voice with the makeup. Also speaking of the voice, people are saying that they used a modulator for Robert Pattinson's Batman and Vengeance. I didn't pick up a reverb this time when they released the full kind of second teaser trailer, because I know that they released the I am Vengeance or whatever it was that he said, that little line that was new, that they put it online, and people was like, there's reverb, and they made it to sound like Ben Affleck. He does kind of sound like Ben Affleck to me. But I loved everything about the trailer. I love the fact, second year, he's angsty, he cannot control his emotions, and the fact that and you could see it because of the way how he's beating down people. And like I stated before, Catwoman is like, my God, what is this? He looks like the school shooter. I'm so tired of you. Tired of you people. You killed my mama. So I'm here for that. I'm all the way in for that. So yeah. Any other things that I hate? Like I think I already said it. I hated that it was way too long. A lot of things that I just didn't personally care about. I think it's really hard to please everyone because, I don't know, 8 billion people on the planet. We all have different likes. Somebody will look at me and be like, I don't care about the Batman. Give me the comic books. Give me some Static Shock. So it's really hard to please everyone all at once. So with that said, okay, I understand that. But you could have made it 2 days.
Yeah.
At least. Dude, give it to the weekend. I guess because of I don't know what really happened last year. I don't remember last year. Honestly, it felt like it was 25 years ago. But the fact that we were all home and couldn't go anywhere anyway to begin with, that also kind of helped. Because, yeah, we were like, in the middle of not knowing what's going on. So that helped. But, yeah, they could have either shortened this, made some emails, or put it on some separate days. And I think people would have gravitated to whatever they wanted to gravitate it to, and it would have been fine. Oh, yeah. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. I look forward to what Disney Plus is going to do, because Disney Plus has their Disney Plus Day in December.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, to celebrate their anniversary. Oh, you didn't on. I'm like, you didn't know.
Is this going to be a presentation like this one, or is this just a internal investors call?
No, this is not the internal investors call. Okay, so actually, it is November 12th is Disney Plus Day, and so it's going to be all of their just like we see with DC FanDome. It's going to be everything that's coming to Disney Plus. I do not believe they're covering the movies yet. But I do know that it's going to be everything that is coming to Disney Plus, and they're going to announce other things that's being launched. Remember, they're going to have Shang-Chi comes out in November on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
As well as Jungle Cruise is coming out on November 12th, on November 12th as well.
Yeah.
So what they said is that it's going to be a big grand presentation, and they're going to have entertainment, and they're going to have shows like the Book of Boba Fett. Remember, we got a picture of that.
That's supposed to be coming out in December, right?
We're going to get a preview of the 3rd season of The Mandalorian. By that time, we will already have Hawkeye. I believe Hawkeye is November. By the time we're going to have Hawkeye, so they're going to do a presentation for that. And they're going to do a lot of the other upcoming TV shows, because remember, Marvel does this really great job that they're kind of failing at now. Back then, they didn't run their mouth. They knew what they was going to do, but they didn't run their mouth to the public and tell everybody, 80 years in advance. So, like, we knew what was going on maybe between, every 3 years or so?
Yeah.
But what they're doing now is, remember, there's a whole bunch of TV shows in the work. And not a lot of people are saying not everyone deserves a TV show, but remember, they just announced the Agatha Harkness show. They didn't officially announce it, but that's kind of a pretty good, solid rumor so far that we're getting the Agatha.
The other thing about the Don Cheadle Warhammer
show.
The
War Machine.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, see, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, War Machine. It's called Armor Wars. That's the name of the. That's what it's based off of. That story arc.
Then we're getting some Young Avengers and some other things that they kind of sprinkled along through the other previous TV shows. So we're getting that, and then we're going to probably get a bunch of other shows that they didn't announce. Remember, we're getting Echo.
Yeah.
So we're getting the Echo show, and there's a rumor that we're getting Daredevil is somehow coming back, or coming in some fashion or form or innovation of something.
Oh yes.
So they're going to, hopefully dispel a lot of rumors or confirm a lot of rumors. And it's going to basically kind of be like what we have now. I'm going to assume maybe it's going to just be on YouTube. Maybe it'll be through their Disney Plus channel. You know how like Apple Event Day is on Apple TV or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't own Apple. I'm poor. So maybe some kind of version of that. But it's not going to be an investor's call. This is going to be a celebration for all.
That's good. That's good. So my advice to Disney, if they ever for some reason watch this video, do not make this show 3.5 hours, please. Condense this stuff into a reasonable amount of time, because it doesn't need to be that long. They have a lot of stuff that, especially like, again, they've already announced some stuff. Some stuff is already rumored. Just confirm it, but watch the time as far as how you're talking about this stuff, because it doesn't need to run that long. Yeah.
Very true. I completely agree with that wholeheartedly. So, is there any last words or anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
Oh no. I thought. Listen, I give DC their props. I have a lot of questions about them. What they're doing with the DCEU as far as the certain things just not it's not well connected with the way as it is in Marvel. But I give them credit, because again, there's a lot of things I saw today that I'm definitely interested in. And again, with the TV shows, Titans, fantastic show. I have no complaints about that show. And of course, I'm looking forward to the games as well. So yeah, my final words would be DC. I think you did a good job today. If you work on the length of the show, I think you'll make people even happier. But overall, I think they did enough to really convince everybody who is a fan of DC in one way or another. There was something on this show for them. So I have to give them an applause for that, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm surprised it wasn't a complete subscribe to HBO Max. They could have just run it. They could have went really hard into that and just, subscribe, run ads back and back. But they did not do that. But it was a good presentation for what HBO Max has to offer without saying subscribe to HBO Max. We need those numbers. Same day releases. Remember they didn't mention that.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
So they did a really good job in that part. Yeah, just shored it up and not everything needs to be presentation.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I would say. But overall, very good job. I look forward to a lot of these shows that I didn't really watch. I look forward to, checking out. And yay, because now Pennyworth will be off Epic. Yeah. No one has that channel. So yeah, overall, I'm pleased at what happened and what they did. So yeah, that's it from me. Anything else? Any parting words? Thank yous?
Oh no, well, I would definitely encourage all of you to check out the Koalition.com. I know there's quite a bit of stuff that Dana posted. She's posting a lot of stuff from DC FanDome, including the interviews. There's a couple of trailers from the games that I posted up. I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to dive deeper into some of these other TV shows and in the games as well. So definitely encourage you to check out our website, thekoalition.com, Koalition with the K, if you want to see more of the stuff that we're covering. But yeah, just thank everybody for checking out the show. If you did watch the event, feel free to leave us your thoughts on what did you enjoy about this show. Did you think it ran too long? Was you satisfied with what you saw? Yeah, just feel free to let us know what you thought of the event and what particular content you're looking forward to from DC in the next year, months in the year ahead.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and also thank you so much for everyone who listened, who are watching us, who looked the site, go on the YouTube page. Thank you on the Twitch and the Twitters. We will be having more. I know it was supposed to be Halloween weekend for this weekend, but then DC FanDome sent that email yesterday and it was like, no, you do not have any other plans but us. So the Halloween interviews are on the YouTube page. They will be up on the Koalition page soon. I had to finish some other things, but they will be up. We have the entire cast. We have Kyle Richards, which is really fun because I did not get to talk about Real Housewives. So we have Jamie Lee Curtis. We have the one who plays Jamie Lee Curtis's granddaughter. We have Anthony Michael Hall. We have Jason Blum from the Bloom House.
Yeah, got
to interview the Bloom of the Bloom House. We got to interview the director of Halloween, and we also have coming up 20s, the TV show that's by Lena Waithe. Got to interview the cast for that as well. We, like I said before, Batwoman. So many women. We had Batwoman. Batwoman. I got it. Batwoman. Got Batwoman. We will have Tessa Thompson in this coming weeks. We're talking about the movie Passing. Mm-hmm. We will have Kevin Durant from Swagger coming up. I've seen the show. The interview is on the 19th, I believe. So we have that coming on the video. We put that on the video as well. And we have a lot of other things because I'm trying different things all at once and not to implode. So we will have that. So thank you so much for everyone who has listened to us, who reads the site, and who continues to support us. Have a great day, afternoon, evening. Go get some sleep or go eat or go to work. I don't know. Take care of your babies. So thank you very much. and see you next time.